welcome. So glad that you guys are here and joining us today. I've got the amazing Maria Geffers with me. What's cool about Maria is she works with kids that want to figure out what career they want to go through, and she helps them figure out their career path so that they can get into the right college that they are meant to be able to go on into. And then on top of that, she guides them into how do you find the right scholarship and all of those different pieces. And I'm super excited to have her on. So welcome, Maria.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm as always, I'm always excited to talk to you, Joanne. You're so energizing. What can I tell you?
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I was in my second year in college, and I decided that I really wanted to be an English professor, if you will. I loved reading. I loved writing. And so that's what I did. I got my bachelor's degree in English communication, and then I had a minor in social studies, which I love. I find that there is such a connection there. So no, I didn't start off where I wanted to be, but ultimately through actually self-realization that, I didn't want to be a secretary.
So I would love to hear, who is your ideal student? Who do you love being able to work with when it comes to trying to figure out the career?
I love working with, we open up, our assessment is from ninth grade all the way up to 12th, and the assessment is actually all the way up into adulthood. So, this is an assessment that's been around for 65 years, and you can't fool around with it. My ideal client would be a student who doesn't know what they really want to do. They have so many so many talents that they have that they're confused, which often happens with gifted kids, or they don't have a clue. They haven't found who they are. And so I can pretty much help anyone. And I really mean that not because of who I am, but because of the results that I get with this assessment. And it is amazing. So if you have a child who doesn't know what they want to do, I can help them form that path and give them those choices. If you have a student who is good at everything, which is just as equally frustrating,
right.
I can give them options as well. We can narrow it down. It's always getting the information, getting the data, and then working it through.
That's awesome. Now, for parents who are listening to this and now they know that you do this, what advice would you give them for their child that is in 9th, 10th grade?
Start early. Okay, start preparing the student to see if college is what they want to do. Okay, if they're on that college track, start with the testing. Of course, the SATs or ACTs. Start prepping. The more the times the student takes those tests, the better, the more used to they are. Okay, so that would be the first thing. The second thing is, again, find out what careers are good for that child. You can take, obviously, I believe our assessment is the best, but there are other smaller assessments that you can take and find out their interests. So you need to look at that student. You need to start, once they find the career that they want, then you can start, and the major, you can start nipping and tucking their experiences, whether it's, joining clubs, going out and starting to really go into the community, do some job shadowing. That's a great way of learning if this is a field that you want to be in. Start looking at teachers and mentors who you can ask for recommendations. You're starting to build that portfolio. You're starting to tell your story, and that's what we want them to do. We want to make sure that everything is done by 11th grade so that they can go to that early decision. Okay, if they have all their testing done, they have their resumes ready to go, and they've gotten their path, then you're ready to go for early decision. And early decision is so, so important, because that is when you're going to get the maximum amount of financial aid, okay, which all of us need. Very few of us can pay out of pocket for college. So you have that financial aid piece.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing all about what it is that you do and kind of unpacking that for us. I think it's so useful. And any tutors that, if you know that there are kids that you're working with
Right.
that they need this kind of direction, connect with Maria and see if this might be a good
Absolutely.
fit. Because I think this is every kid needs to kind of go through this process, and the school system is not providing this process. And you can't rely
Right.
on the school to
Right.
be doing this because a lot of them, they've got so many students that is not the first thing that is on
Right.
their checklist. So thanks for
Thank
joining
you.
us today, and you guys enjoy the rest of your day.